Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of the TLC Podcast. I'm your host, Eric, joined as always by my co host, Mike. Mike, how are you tonight?
I'm doing great. How are you?
I'm doing fantastic. We are on the road to deadline. To me, this all seems very crystal clear. It took a little bit for me to understand the direction, but I like the storytelling that we're getting.
Yes.
In particular, in the two Iron Survivor matches, I love that basically we have a whole new crop in both sides.
Yes, pretty much.
Like, this is to me what NXT was built on. It was built on the idea of, taking young talent and giving them their own platform and room to grow.
Exactly. And I'm trying to look here because I don't know if any of the people in last year's Iron Survivor are in this year's.
I don't believe so. I know none of the women are.
Right.
Because we made a point of bringing that up in the show last night. And I don't believe any of the men were either.
Let's see here. The men were Waller, Carmelo, JD McDonough, Joe Gacy, and Axiom.
Yeah, none of them.
None of them. Well, Braun was in the championship match, and Carmelo.
Right.
So they both will be. Well, Braun will be in the Iron Survivor, and then
Carmelo's facing Lexus King or whatever his name is.
Yes. So should be an interesting night.
It's going to be a very interesting night. That and I guess it's a double cage night because we've got Roxanne Perez versus
right. We got Roxanne against Kiana James.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, Roxanne versus Kiana. That's going to be another great match.
Yeah.
I like the story that they've told there.
I loved the table spot last night.
Yes.
To really cost both of them the opportunity and move on. And I was surprised with Thea Hale taking the pin and going in, which I was happy because I like Fallon Henley a lot.
I do too. I think she's a very underrated talent. I really thought that was going to be Thea Hale's moment.
Right, that's what I thought.
But I'm glad they did the little swerve there. They did that a lot in these qualifiers where I thought they were going one direction and they went another.
Right. So I think it's going to be wide open at deadline.
Dude, could we get, say, Fallon Henley and why not, what's his name, Jensen? Or is it Briggs?
I think it's Josh Briggs is in there.
Yeah, Josh Briggs. I mean, let Josh Briggs win it from the men. Let Fallon Henley win it for the women.
Right.
Let's just go. Let's go completely crazy with it.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to go that crazy, but it would be fun. No.
It would be fun. Talk about nobody would book it.
Right.
While we're sitting here making our predictions, I guarantee you neither one of us are going to take Brooks.
Probably not. Probably not. I mean, Henley, I'm thinking might win it, but
yeah, Brooks, she really might.
Brooks, I don't think he's going to win it.
No.
Out of the 5, he's the one who I don't see coming away with the victory.
I think he's going to eat a few pins for him, to get somebody's numbers up.
Yeah, I think the other 4, any one of those other 4 wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah.
But, it'll be interesting to see.
I kind of wonder if Braun Breaker after deadline, say if he doesn't win, I think it's got to be for a call up. I think he's got to be. It's time for him to get called up. Honestly, it's been time, but
it has been. So it might be a Braun moving on to the main roster.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised if his big moment to be called up is at the Royal Rumble as a surprise entrant.
It wouldn't shock me. It would not.
Hence, I guess it wouldn't be much of a surprise, but.
Remember that time he said Roberts from NXT, Logan Paul? I think that's going to be Braun against Logan.
So what's Sean bringing up there?
Sean just said, remember on SmackDown, Logan Paul said there's one NXT superstar in the tournament to crown the contender for him. Sean's in the background saying it wouldn't surprise me if it's Braun Breaker.
He said one man, a person.
Bring Sean on. Sean, I feel like you need to come join us right now, bud.
Eric's saying to come join us right now.
When I'm done washing this.
He's washing a something in the sink right now, but he.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll give you a reprieve then for a few minutes until you're done.
Right.
But yeah, look, that's a great point that Sean just brought up there. That somebody from NXT, like basically they're advertising somebody's getting called up. Who's the most deserving? Braun Breaker. That would make a lot of sense.
Right. So.
I just finished again.
If you had to choose right now, your men's and women's winners, we can change it. You don't have to write them down just yet. We don't have to make them official until the end of the show.
Oh, okay. I was going to say we could just do our predictions now since you put.
Okay, you know what? Screw it. Yeah, that's it. Pen to paper. It's time to make our predictions.
Hold on a second. Here comes Sean.
Okay.
Okay.
Scooch. I said scooch.
All right, there.
Okay, that's good.
All right.
How you doing, bud?
Hi, even though you can't see me.
There you go. Well, sort of. Yeah.
I need a taller chair.
You might. Or just stand up next to Daddy.
I don't like standing.
Oh, you don't like standing.
I get that.
All right.
I stand all day at work, buddy. I don't like standing either. How you doing, sweetheart?
Nicole, what are you doing? You can't just eat ham on screen.
Yeah, get off.
Okay.
What?
All right. What is going on here? All right.
We're officially off the rails, and I love it.
Yeah, we're really off the rails quickly. There you go. Sean's eating ham now, too. All right,
So
Sean.
I'll get me on the screen and eating ham, but I can't.
No, you shouldn't be eating ham. But Sean wants to make a point about wrestling.
Yeah, bud.
Hey, my phone was down.
I think that was an excellent point you made about Braun Breaker possibly being the other, the NXT superstar. If not Braun, who would you say?
You're fine. People, just bring yourself over. Who do you think, besides Braun Breaker, would be the NXT superstar in the tournament?
Don't really know a lot of NXT guys.
Correct. So this is good because you don't follow NXT much. So
Remember that time, the 2020, the 2021 box that they had this man and a woman? Wait, was that Dexter Loomis on it?
it probably was Dexter
Dang it,
Loomis.
that's good.
Okay.
Yeah. So who do you think?
Hold on, you guys go first. I'm gonna look up NXT people.
Or do you think it's Carmelo Hayes?
I don't know who that is.
All right.
Okay. Well, your prediction can be Braun Breaker. We'll leave that with you. I'll predict, as far as an NXT guy making that jump up to go after the U.S. title in that tournament, I'll say Carmelo Hayes.
Okay. You know what? I'm going to go with Braun winning it.
Okay.
Or if it's Mello, he wins it. I think they might try to shoot someone into the upper echelon quickly.
Yeah, I could certainly see that. That would make a ton of sense because you could then get them right into a program with
Logan
Paul.
Right.
And I would assume it would be a title match at the Royal Rumble.
Right.
You could maybe have them they could win the U.S. title at the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, and that would really set someone off.
Or, I mean, I think another idea would be possibly have them get, some kind of chicanery, and especially if like it were Carmelo or like a Tyler Bate, who I know the fans would absolutely love Tyler Bate coming up into that spot.
Right.
I think that would be like if you then had him lose in some chicanery, much like Logan Paul winning the U.S. title, then all of a sudden you have the babyface, you have a Tyler Bate or Carmelo, or even if you wanted to position Bronson or Braun Breaker in that spot,
right?
You could have them then chasing all the way up to WrestleMania, just trying to earn themselves another opportunity, and then Logan Paul versus them at WrestleMania.
Right.
Although I think what they're setting up for is Logan Paul to give the U.S. title return match to Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania.
Maybe. It'll be.
But I much prefer Rey versus Santos Escobar at WrestleMania.
That's what I'm hoping for at WrestleMania.
I thought Santos Escobar was with them.
Yeah, he turned on him.
Yeah, he turned on him. Yeah, a few weeks ago.
He's a good guy now.
No, he's bad, Santos.
Yeah, Santos is a bad guy.
I thought you...
Which means I love him.
Right.
Now can I come on the screen?
So
yeah.
I guess we should start picking for Deadline.
Okay.
All right, let me see here. Let me get the full card.
Want to do ladies first?
Sure. All right, so do you want to do the Women's Iron Survivor first?
What are you doing, Nikki?
Yeah, we can do the Women's Iron Survivor first.
Okay.
Now what's your thing that comes to on
I kind of want to go a little off the wall here. What about a little Lash Legend?
Okay. All right, so you're going Lash.
Mm-hmm.
All righty, and I will go. I said it before. I'll go Henley.
Okay. I'll tell you what, that'd be a great poll. I would be very happy for you and very happy for Fallon Henley if she were to win.
If she were to win. And then we got the Men's Iron Survivor.
I'm gonna go the last guy to make. I'll go Tyler Bate. And
Okay.
I really want to see Dragunov versus Tyler Bate at Stand and Deliver.
That would make sense. But I think Tyler Bate is going to come up to the main roster soon.
Yeah. Maybe even as that NXT superstar in the tournament. Yeah.
I don't even think that.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's because Butch is 2-on-1 against Pretty Deadly.
Oh, okay.
I think he's going to call his old rival / friend to come help.
Would make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think it would make a lot of sense, and it would bring in new blood. So Tyler, Tyler and Braun, I'm afraid to pick. I'm going to go Trick Williams in the men's.
I'll tell you that was one I was really contemplating. The only reason I was going against that is I was wondering if they're trying to position Trick and Carmelo against each other for Stand and Deliver.
Right. That's
of course
the thing.
They could have the Iron Survivor guy, cash in that match before Stand and Deliver.
Right.
And then, if it were Trick Williams, then maybe have Carmelo Hayes cost him the NXT championship.
Yeah, so that would work. Excuse me. No, Nikki, you can't have any more. Because you can't have any more apple. It's too much. These kids have to wait for dinner. All right.
Hey, kids, don't want to spoil your dinner.
No, well, they ate all the leftovers from last night. We made ham.
No, I got a theory.
Yeah.
What is your theory?
So we already announced everybody that's going to be in the Rumble.
No, they haven't. They just announced.
Yeah, they've only announced one, actually.
Not the Rumble, Wasn't it a battle royal?
A tournament.
Well, the Iron Survivor, I think, is what you're talking about.
The tournament for the guys with the NXT Random Superstar.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, the U.S. title point.
That has to be Braun Baker. And I think he's going to win the tournament, go against Logan, win the title, and then come up here to WWE.
Hey, look, I mean, he was red hot in NXT.
Right.
It kind of seemed like the crowd turned on him some, but he was still getting that reaction. Right. And I feel like they almost think of it as like the John Cena type reaction.
Yeah.
And I mean, to the point where they were chanting it the same way they chanted the John Cena socks.
Yeah. That is true. All right, and now let's get back on the rails. The championship match.
Okay.
All right. I'll let you first.
I'm gonna go Ilya Dragunov. I think he retains.
Yeah, I think so too. I think this is almost too obvious.
It kind of makes me wonder, man, could they be doing the nice switch here to set up, maybe have Dragunov have a lengthy title run, but have it be where he has to win it back from Corbin at Stand and Deliver.
Right. That's what I'm wondering.
Where you could have, like, say if Corbin won the NXT Championship and Trick Williams won the Iron Survivor, you could have Corbin and Trick on, like, an episode of NXT.
Right.
And on that show, have Carmelo Hayes cost Trick Williams, setting up their match for Stand and Deliver, and then at the end, have Dragunov come out to issue the challenge for the NXT Championship.
Right. Should be very interesting to see.
Okay, next on the card.
Next on the card, what do we have here? Let's see here. We have Dirty Dom against Wesley. Or excuse me, Dragon Lee.
Yeah, good catch, a good Freudian slip there.
Right.
Wesley, we want to hear on the TLC podcast. Obviously, Wesley, subscriber, watches every week. We love him.
Obviously.
Yes. But in all seriousness, want to wish him a speedy recovery. Back surgery, I think, is scheduled for sometime this week. And that is
scary.
8 to 10 months or 8 to 12 months.
8 to 12 months, yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, that's
rough.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, this isn't just your minor poking and prodding, getting in there on the back. They're doing something big, Clearly, he's had an issue for a while. I think this probably all goes back to why he originally went away. Like, I'll bet you they wanted to create a way for him to go away to seek out medical, opinions.
Yeah.
And get testing done. And I'm assuming he got some kind of test that first told him he would be all right to go back and compete.
Right.
And then maybe one of the last tests were like, no, like you need back surgery.
And that's it. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's not going to be fun for Will, but I hope he comes back better than he left.
Right. Yeah. And you know that, like, him and Shawn Michaels, because of course Shawn Michaels had the back injury that took him out of the game for a long time. Mm-hmm. Probably not as long as it needed to, because a big part of that was also Shawn's drug issues and his life. I'm assuming he felt like, because I know he got married, had a kid, and all that while he was out of the ring.
Yeah.
So you can bet that Wesley and Shawn Michaels had lengthy conversations about, back injuries and how you have to treat them.
Yeah. Yeah, and Shawn having such experience could help anyone.
Now, do you think that, like, maybe, talking about back injuries, is WWE making light of it with the Seth Rollins, talking about his injured back, even though there doesn't appear to be anything actually wrong with his back?
I don't know.
Because again, I gotta feel like
no,
if there was a legit injury and
we'd really be talking about it.
Yeah.
I don't know, because sometimes you blur the lines, but I don't know if you want to blur it that much.
Right, and not when you're talking about somebody's health.
Exactly. So,
and you don't want to make anybody feel like, oh, well, he's out there performing every night with his injured back. I should be performing with mine. No, if you're truly injured, you need to be, getting it treated and getting it taken care of.
Right.
And if it's just you're hurt, now guys get, little nagging injuries that don't require surgery. All they really require is some rest, and you take a week, take 2 weeks. But a lot of guys will just be like, whatever, I'll just ice it and keep going. And maybe they'll be okay. Maybe they won't.
Exactly. And that's the one thing I think they got to be careful when they're talking about a back injury to Seth.
Yeah, because, look, I get it. It's a story, and they're in the business of telling stories.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to then portray, because, kids see that and think, oh, well, Seth Rollins just keeps going when he's got an injured back. I injured my back. I'm just going to keep playing my sports that I'm in. No, tell somebody. Let me tell you, as somebody who, tweaked a back once in a while, I was very lucky that all I got was a pulled muscle out of it, and I just needed a little physical therapy, and I was all right.
Right.
But I didn't want to tell anybody that I hurt my back when I was playing football. Because I figured my dad would say, well, that's it for your football playing career. Right. And granted, big spoiler alert, I didn't play professional football.
No.
Know, right?
No.
So anybody out there, if you're playing sports, don't take the Seth Rollins method of just suck it up and keep going. Talk to somebody, get to a doctor, let somebody tell you that you can keep going.
Right. Someone who knows what they're doing.
Somebody with that DR in front of their name.
Exactly. So now that we've derailed again into back injuries, Dominic or Dragon?
See, I feel like they positioned this to be when they were going to take the NXT North American title off of Dominic. I feel like they wanted to give it to Wes Lee.
Right.
So I kind of think this is Dragon Lee. I think he wins it.
Okay.
But does that mean then he just goes back to NXT full time?
That's the thing.
Because I don't want him to do that. And I don't want him to then be like, oh, I'm going to take the NXT title and defend it on SmackDown and then kind of make it. Although, does it make it make up for the fact that we haven't had the U.S. title on the show? And to me, that could be an indicator that Logan Paul could hold on to the U.S. title at least until WrestleMania, because you've got Dragon Lee with the North American title that he can defend on both SmackDown and NXT.
Could very well be.
Kind of like how Becky Lynch was defending the NXT women's title on both Raw and NXT.
Right. Oh, this is tough because I see your point, but I might go Dom.
Okay.
Because they have the whole Judgment Day dynamic, and they were just letting Judgment Day rule everything on Monday nights, and I think Dom might need that piece of gold to still have around his waist to make him look like he is bigger. And SmackDown doesn't have the blend in with NXT that Raw has right now.
No, certainly not. And Raw has a big time blend. It kind of reminds me of the way that you remember what they did with ECW, the old WWE ECW and SmackDown back in the day.
Yeah, that's what it's kind of reminding me, because we had the Alpha Academy again on.
Yeah. And
they just keep on bringing people in back and forth. So I think I'm going to stick with Dirty Dom because of Wes's injury.
Okay.
Yep. And then Roxanne against Kiana.
This has got to be. I mean, as much as I would love to see Kiana James have a big time moment,
Right.
this seems like this is Roxanne's time. Like Roxanne needs a big time. They've been trying to get her out of this, like, because she has that very innocent, cute, smiley look to her.
Right.
They've been trying to get that rage out of her, and I think this is one of those moments where they get that rage out of her.
Right.
Now, while I think I'm going to predict Roxanne to win, I will say if she were to lose, depending on how she loses, I think it can still work for her.
Yeah,
it's a cage match. So, I mean, one of the ways is you win is by escaping, I believe. So, I mean, you could have it a case where, like, Roxanne, like, delivers pop rocks, right to the outside, but then be by virtue of Kiana maybe hitting just slightly first, Kiana wins.
Right. Yeah. God, this is tough because the other thing is Kiana's got her sidekick now.
Yeah.
I've drawn a blank on her name, but
I know. Yeah, I know who you mean.
I think there could be some chicanery and some interference.
It could be.
And could cost Roxanne. So, you know what?
Yeah, and it would be a great way to then foil that. And say Kiana were to win because of that chicanery. But what if Roxanne then is just like, I'm in this feud with these two of them. I need to make a call to an old friend. Someone we haven't seen in a while.
Or
Jade.
Yeah. I'm thinking it might
be their frenemies.
It might be a Kiana win by some sort of tomfoolery, chicanery to.
Yeah, you could be right.
Yeah, I feel like this one's a toss-up. So
I feel like this whole show, they could book it so many different directions.
Yes,
and that's why this is a really well done show.
And then it's Carmelo and Lexis King is the final match on the card.
It screams Carmelo because, again, like, they've done nothing but build his character.
Right.
Yeah, I'll go Carmelo just because, like, they haven't really done much with Lexis King, and I feel like they're almost kind of floundering him.
Right. He hasn't even had a match yet.
No, this will be his first match.
You know what? I'm going to pick Lexis.
Okay.
I think for his first match, they've kind of just made this feud with him and Carmelo. I think he needs a moment to get some momentum going.
It doesn't kind of feel like this could be one of those one of those premium live events that it's what I call a building block event. Like, we're building to something bigger.
Right.
Like, we're setting up so many different little things, little matches,
and
little stories. And I feel like this is going to be a show where we're going to, like, it's kind of hard to predict because you've got to have to figure out where they're going. But by the end of the night, I think it'll be clear where they're going for Stand and Deliver.
I think so, yeah. I think this is the building block. And my thing is, are they going to have another PLE for NXT before Stand and Deliver?
Yeah, I don't know. They didn't do that last year, did they? Or was it St. Valentine's Day? Was that? Or was that just an NXT show or an episode?
That was just an NXT show.
Okay.
Like, they do the bigger shows with the themes, but a PLE, if they're going to have one.
Yeah, I'd be willing to bet. Probably no premium live event, but probably a premium episode of NXT.
Well, yeah, I think we'll get maybe one or two of them because they always do that New Year's one.
Right.
New Year's Evil.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, New Year's Evil. And then the St. Valentine's Day Massacre, which very underrated PLE event on the network if anybody wanted to check that out.
Well, it's the big show.
Yeah, the debut of the Big Show.
Debut of the Big Show with the throw through the cage. So,
fun fact. So
that was nice.
I was going to a WWF house show. In fact, I believe it was like maybe the week before the Owen Hart tragedy.
Okay.
And they had the event at now it's the Wells Fargo Center, but I forget what the hell it's called then. It was Core States or First Union.
Core States or First Union had to be one of the two.
Yeah. But I went to an event, and it was for my one buddy's birthday, and his uncle got him a limo ride down to the arena.
Oh,
and
wow.
In the limo, they had a video playing the St. Valentine's Day Massacre pay-per-view on it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we watched that on the way down and on the way back.
Very nice. Let me see here. Right now, I'm just trying to see something because I was thinking we're going to have to predict Wrestle Kingdom this year.
Yes. Hell yes. Absolutely. Well, Wrestle Kingdom is always January 4th, right?
Always. It's the anniversary. So
okay.
So that's
going to have to be on Fight TV. I'm going to have to get that.
Yeah. Thank God I have New Japan World. So I wish
I could figure out how to get that on my Roku Play. You know, one of these days you're going to have to come over here and you're going to have to help me get that set up on my Roku.
I helped many people with issues like that in my life. So.
All right. Well, yeah, we will plan that out. You'll have to come over, and we'll get me set up with my New Japan World.
There you go.
I definitely want to get that because I want to be able to watch Wrestle Kingdom. Is it on like 5 a.m. or something?
It's ridiculous. Yeah.
Yeah. But it is available to stream later, correct?
Correct. Yeah. So generally what will happen in my crazy life is I will maybe catch a couple of matches live and then go back and drop the kids off to school and enjoy Wrestle Kingdom. So
nice.
Yeah, so
I might be a day where I have to play hooky from work, and
that's what I usually.
Yeah. If anybody from work is watching this, no, I really am sick that day.
Right. Yeah, I usually take the day, and maybe I'll work the weekend. I have the flexible schedule, but
yeah. So. Mine's not so flexible.
No. Yeah, yours is very rigid.
Set in stone. Been the same every day for 7 years.
There you go. Now, do you yell hello, everybody, when you walk into Home Depot?
I do not, although my one boss would probably love it if I did. Because he's got the enthusiasm that I have for this show for work. Right. I don't.
Yeah. Are you guys still on? Yeah, we're still on. No, we got off the rails again. You should know this by now.
Yeah, this is our thing. We start off on the rails and then go completely off. It's fine. We'll steer our way back to wrestling.
Are you going to say hi?
Hello.
There you go.
All right.
Members of the family have made an appearance on the podcast.
Not the 3 dogs yet.
Oh, yeah. We need a dog.
Yeah, they haven't met the dogs yet.
We can talk about wrestling.
I love wrestling.
Do not encourage the dogs to come on the camera.
Once they come on, you and I are irrelevant anymore. They will be the stars of the show.
Right. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
So yeah, it's like when I sell on Whatnot, you never know what's going to happen in the background at night either. So.
Ooh, yeah. Ooh, yeah.
So I guess we should take this time. We should talk about. Well, yeah, you wanted to predict Wrestle Kingdom. I know that's coming up on January 4th.
Right. Yeah, we have
a couple. Yeah, we have a couple more weeks. But we also have Final Battle coming up for Ring of Honor, December 15th.
Yes. So we'll have to predict Final Battle. And then I guess World's End is coming up.
Right.
I got a great topic you guys can talk about too. The most good-looking male wrestlers.
Okay. I mean, I suppose we could, but in the interest of fairness, then we'd also have to talk about the best-looking female wrestlers.
That's not allowed.
Yes. So that would be interesting, to say the least. The Peanut Gallery.
Okay, top 3 best-looking. Okay, I'll give Denise the floor first. Your top 3 best-looking current male wrestlers.
Oh, your top 3 best-looking current male wrestlers.
Oh, I can't do current. The Rock has to go in there. He's.
Sure, we can even count him as. You know what? Just all-time list.
Okay, Rock is definitely very attractive. With hair, not before hair. When he had a hair, he wasn't attractive. The baldness is good.
Okay.
Who else did I say is cute, Mike?
Recently, you said Roman and Drew.
Roman Reigns, kind of, in a weird way. Maybe I had a thing for Samoan people. I don't know.
She might.
And no, Drew McIntyre's not really.
You used to. I don't know.
I think it was like in a long hair phase, but that's weird because I usually don't like long hair men.
Right.
I don't know. Who else do I say?
Who's the one person on the show? Right?
I have no ideas.
They're great for this one.
I don't know who else you said. Cena? No.
Peach, you're so cool.
I was talking about The Rock being sexy.
Right, yeah. She's got Rock, Roman.
That's it. Not even Roman anymore.
Just The Rock. Now, if we included actors, it would be like Chris Helmsworth and Chris Evans. There she is.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, so now we can do the top 3 women.
Hey!
Yeah, there you go.
There you
All
go.
right, Mike, I'll let you get in trouble first.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Go ahead, Michael. Who do you think is attractive female?
Let's see. I guess I'd have to go Trish Stratus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I would agree with Trish.
I think from the years of watching.
You answered that really fast too.
No, I'm thinking.
You want The Rock.
You were quicker with The Rock, by the way.
I'm allowed to say he's cute. You're not.
Let's see
Now,
here.
what does that make sense?
Trying to think. Got Trish. Let's see here. You know who I think is kind of cute is Fallon Henley. Speaking of her.
Yeah.
And
Wait, who did you say?
one of the girls in NXT. We were talking about NXT. So I was saying Fallon Henley. And I'm trying to think. You know who else I've always thought was good looking was she's crazy now, and it adds to the gimmick, is Toni Storm.
Yes, Toni Storm would definitely be on my list too.
She's in AEW, the one who does the black and white gimmick.
Oh, that's what you're talking about. You find her attractive. Okay.
As I get myself into trouble.
I mean, is it wrong that I'm just going to belt out 3 names right away?
No, not at all.
She's not on the AEW.
Hold on. I actually said one person.
Liv Morgan, Toni Storm, and Sky Blue.
There you go. No, he said name 3. It took me a while, but I named 3. Now, Eric just rattled 3 off.
I just rattled them all. Now, granted, I did have a few minutes to sit here and think about it while you guys were talking.
What did you say? I didn't hear you. It went too fast.
John, who do you think is a cute wrestler?
I don't know.
You're not into girls yet, right?
Yeah, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not into boys yet.
Yeah.
Good. Hold off as long as you can, kids.
That's the spirit.
Hold out as long as you can.
Mom and Dad too crazy yet.
No!
I have a feeling they're both going to drive you nuts when they're teenagers.
And you're just going to be sitting there enjoying the ride, probably.
Abso-freaking-lutely.
Yeah,
Hell yeah. I'll be the one encouraging them the entire time.
And especially it's going to be bad, especially if they continue these Saturday night pay-per-views and premium live events.
I know, because one of these times we're going to get together again, and
right.
we're going to be watching them. And
hopefully my wife doesn't get the stomach bug for World's End. Because
I'll definitely come over for World's End.
Because I think with the Continental Classic, we're going to have some fun.
Yeah. So what do you think about, I wanted to talk to you about this. This was actually on my mental list of things I wanted to talk about. Them incorporating now the New Japan Strong Championship and the Ring of Honor World Championship to create the Triple Crown, the AEW in the United States version of the Triple Crown from Japan.
Well, when we were talking last week, I kind of liked how they blended.
Mm-hmm.
They took the idea of the G1.
Well, sure, yeah, and that was the original idea of the G1, right?
Yeah, from New Japan, they took the G1 from New Japan, and they took the Triple Crown from All Japan and kind of made them into one. I'm enjoying the tournament.
Oh, I absolutely love it. I mean, to me, I still love the way that the G1 and at the end, I love the idea of putting the champion in the tournament,
right?
And letting that and giving the caveat if they win, they can choose their challenger,
right? And that's what I'm wondering if they're gonna. I'm gotta check the World Tag League standings, but I think Bushiman. Are they? Let me see here. They might be able to win Block B. And they might be able to go on. Right now, they're a point behind 3 other teams, and they have one more night.
Mm-hmm.
So it'll be interesting to see if they win the tournament, what they're going to do, because the tournament winner faces them on the champs at Wrestle Kingdom. So it's going to be interesting.
Now, have they? I know they've had the IWGP champion win the G1 before. Have they had the tag champs win the tag league or whatever they're calling it?
They have.
Okay.
They have. I forget what their tag team name was, but it was Matt Bloom and Carl Anderson.
Okay.
They were, because Matt Bloom was the Giant Bernard.
Okay.
So I know they were tag champs and won it. I think it's happened a couple times. Let's see here, because I'm actually
because I know Matt Bloom went over and became a huge star in Japan.
He did.
Between his WWE runs.
Right, and then they Tenside him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see here, because let me see who won it.
It's a shame. It was such a strong gimmick, but then it was like as soon as you saw it, it was like, okay, it's Prince Albert who actually took everybody's advice and shaved his back.
Exactly.
Wait,
yeah.
Guys, do you guys want to do the top 3 AEW characters?
Yeah, because last year Aussie Open won the G1 Tag League.
Okay.
I don't think they were champs.
Was that during that time when what you call it? That FTR had all the belts?
Yeah. Goto and Yoshihashi won the year before, and then they went on to take the belts from FTR.
Okay.
In 2022. So I'm trying to think when the last team to win it all would be as the champs. I know they did it.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just trying to look here. Gorillas of Destiny. I wonder if they were the champs when they won it in 2018. I'm trying to remember.
I was going to say, because I know that was when I was watching a lot of New Japan on Access TV.
Yeah. Yeah, they might have been the tag champs then. So.
Yeah, that was a great time to watch New Japan, too.
And it was. That it was, because I think that's when they first got on Access, they still had AJ Nakamura.
Right.
Before they both came over.
Yeah, it's funny. It was, like 6 months or so before they came over was when they went on Access.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, because
that was like 2015.
Yeah, and then Access was doing like a couple week delay footage. So, they did do a good coverage. And then I enjoyed how Access started putting on Wrestle Kingdom.
Yeah. Oh my God, I love that.
Yeah, that was nice. How they showed every match for every year. So
yeah, I'll tell you, New Japan is one of those, like they've been running a lot more shows in the United States. I mean, I know when COVID hit, nothing was running, but which I know Japan was hit really hard with COVID.
yeah.
I know they shut down New Japan for a while, right?
They did, and they actually, when you look at the 2021 Wrestle Kingdom, they really spaced the people far.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were really diligent about that.
And that was smart. I mean, like, God, that whole day, that was such a terrible time in the world.
Yeah.
And it's so funny. I remember, and to kind of circle back to WWE, when talking during the Seth Rollins Drew McIntyre, the build up to their big match, when Drew talked about how like he was robbed of his moment, I remember thinking, and I know I've said it on the show before, how I really felt like they should have given him his WrestleMania redo, and they should have done all these things to kind of make it up to Drew.
They should have.
And when Rollins goes in that ring, goes like, man, who the hell cares? Gee, sorry, your big moment that you still got to have wasn't just the way you always dreamed it, because I don't know, people were freaking dying, and I'm like, when he puts it that way, he's kind of got a point.
Yeah. It's a little bit of a dicey situation.
How does Orange Cassidy his hands in his pockets?
Yeah, definitely a very dicey situation. I thought well played by both guys.
Yeah.
And I really love what they're doing with Drew's character, where like he's a bad guy, but like the whole tell me when I'm telling lies, like dude, he's telling the truth. And it's such a great thing. It kind of reminds me of the story that they really told if you watch the show Cobra Kai, where I highly recommend it. I highly recommend the first few seasons especially, but towards the end it's been getting a little goofy, and now like the last season's been like 2 years waiting for it, and I really don't even know what the hell they're going to do with it. Like there's really not much left to do.
That's the problem, it seems like, with really good shows. You can only have a certain amount of time with it.
Yeah. Well, like Jody and I are watching, we watched the show when it first came out, the Goldbergs.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
And it's a nice, silly, family-friendly comedy show. And it's great. But like now we're in the last season, and I'm like, okay, like what's the point of any of these shows? It's like there's not really much going on.
Right. They kind of should have ended that show a couple years before.
They should have ended it at least, to me, at the latest after season 9. Season 10 was just like such a waste.
Right. And I think a lot of that, as we go off the rails again, when Pops passed away. I think the show just kind of fell apart.
Well, and to me, I thought it was important to have that first episode of After Pops.
Right.
To me, I would have preferred it to be where, like, he was alive, and then all of a sudden it's like, like I would like to have seen the original aftermath I wanted to see what Adam's face was going to be when he heard his pops die. Yeah. Maybe that's a sicko in me. Like, why would anybody want to see that? But, like, again, it's, we've all lost people. Yeah. We could all relate to that character.
We can.
But, and speaking of characters we can relate to, I'm going to try to bring this back to wrestling. Cody Rhodes. I love what they're doing with Shinsuke Nakamura. We each kind of predicted maybe they were going to have that match on like the first Raw of the new year.
Right.
Looks like they could still do it that way because you could do some chicanery. You could do like Nakamura attacks Cody in the back before their match, Monday Night Raw. And so it's like, it's pushed back a week. Then Cody attacks Nakamura to get even with him.
Right. Now you just push it back.
Yeah, and then January 1, this match is happening. Cody versus Nakamura.
Lock him in a cage. Add some.
Yes.
Now, the one thing that I don't get right now.
Mm-hmm.
Why is it almost every Japanese wrestler now in WWE has the power of the mist?
What's mist?
And normally to me, this would be kind of like this just screams a Vince thing and Vince's influence. Hey, what's your favorite Japanese wrestler? The Great Muta. Every Japanese wrestler does what the Great Muta did, which is spray mist.
Right. I mean, Kabuki was the first one to do it.
You're right.
It added some flavor to his character. Then Muta had the face paint. It was kind of like the next coming of Kabuki.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, we've seen Kairi Sane do it. We've seen Asuka do it.
Yeah.
Nakamura do it. It's like, okay, this is kind of like...
It's like, did the special effects guy just learn how to do this? And he's like, I want to do this for everybody.
No, it's wrong in one spot, but then the other spot is like, really? Like...
It kind of seems stereotypical, and I don't like to use this term, but kind of feels racist.
A little bit, because when Nakamura blew the mist, I'm just like, you've got to be kidding me.
Right. Like, this is a guy, like, he could just catch him with a big kick and knock him the F out. Like,
right. No, he sprays red mist. It's like...
And ruined poor Cody's expensive suit. That's why I'm convinced he came out wearing a T-shirt and his tights, because he didn't want to ruin another nice suit.
Probably. But, yeah.
Which, by the way, I'm kind of over Cody coming out in the suits to do his interviews.
Yeah, it's kind of just like, okay, we get you wear suits a lot.
Yeah, just come out dressed like a normal guy. And, like if you want to be a man of the people... You want to be, like your generation's version of the American dream, even though you're the American nightmare. Like, I don't know, dress the part, some man. Dress like a common man.
Right. I mean, do what your dad did. Come out with jeans and a Boston Celtics windbreaker.
That's Codyist.
Right. Yeah, or like, I don't know, man. Like, whatever city you're in, like, wear that team's, like, football T-shirt or something.
Right. Yeah, try to get the hometown people.
Yeah, whatever. Or, wear your Cody Rhodes T-shirt with like a pair of windbreaker pants and just come out there and cut an interview talking to the people.
Right.
Which is kind of what he did this past week.
Yeah. So I do agree. Sometimes it is a bit much with the... Yeah. Like, all right. We get it. No,
it's like, are you Dusty Rhodes or are you Ric Flair? Like,
exactly. Or I guess he's just trying to be a hybrid.
I suppose, and
a mixture.
I'll tell you, I wondered how they could pull this off of keeping his story alive for an entire year. They've really done it. Now it took a little bit. It took them going off a little bit on some tangents with Brock Lesnar, and now even with Nakamura after the Judgment Day.
But they're keeping him. They have kept him hot all year.
Yeah,
Cody. They have kept him he truly is the top baby face.
He really is. And Cody you need to put that belt on him now.
Right.
Like that has to happen at WrestleMania this year. Because if it doesn't happen this year, then it's just never going to happen.
Right. And if they do it, if they don't do it at this Mania, it's kind of like, really? I think.
Well, then again, that'll be another time where I go, whenever it does happen, I won't have cared anymore. Because I can't keep emotionally getting so invested in it. Exactly. Like, I'll tell you, I won't be as emotionally invested in it this time as I would have been last year.
Right.
I mean, I'll be excited for it because, it's something we've all waited for a long time. And,
we all want.
I'm still a sucker for those feel-good moments. I want that moment with Cody after the win, kind of on his knees, looking up towards the heavens and doing the I love you, Dad, while he gets the champion. Well, the referee presents him with the championship.
Right.
And that'll be cool, but I still think it would have been cooler had they done it last year.
Yeah. You know what I'm wondering too?
No, this is unbelievable.
I'm wondering also if they are, because Dustin Rhodes has said this is his last year in the ring.
Yeah.
I wonder if his contract's running up, and we don't know that yet.
We don't. I know a lot of those guys signed contracts around like the May time period.
Right. Because
that's kind of when they were building the start of AEW before they got their TV time. And so it would make sense. And if you were to have an option to opt out of it like a few months early, it would make sense if they were to put him in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
Put Goldust in the Hall of Fame the night before Cody wins the championship, or 2 nights before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that would make a lot of sense.
And I do think CM Punk is going to challenge Seth Rollins at WrestleMania for the world title.
I think that's where we're going. And I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I am too. Do you think we get, and I think I don't remember if I posed this to you last week or if I was talking to somebody else about this. Do we get the WrestleMania 20 Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero type moment with Cody and Punk at the end of the night 2?
I don't know.
I don't know what their relationship was like in AEW or what it is now.
Right, because we did talk about this last week. See, I don't remember them being in AEW for a long time together.
No, but they were in WWE together, so they knew each other then.
So yeah, I don't know how close of a friendship they have. So
I mean, but WWE can make it out to be where anybody was friends because if they want it to be, they can just kind of force it to be like, hey, we want you guys to start riding together. We want you guys to be buddies, and fake it till you make it.
Right. And we want you guys to give the other company a nice look at the end of our biggest show.
Yeah. Oh, hey, you guys thought you had it over on us. Yeah, we just got your 2 biggest stars, and we just made them bigger stars than you ever could.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And that would be a nice little FU to the competition.
Right.
And on that note, I think that's a good stopping point for us for tonight.
Sounds good.
Yeah. We hit on the previews for Saturday night for Deadline.
Right. We got that covered. Yeah. We talked a little bit about the Continental Classic.
And of course we have one more week before next Friday is Final Battle.
Final Battle. Which, have they announced any of the matches for?
The only one I've seen announced was the Women's Championship match, Athena versus Billie Kay.
Okay. So that to me would be, yes, that, I don't know if they're, and what are they going to do with the ROH title?
See, this is my point. And as much as I love what they're doing with the Continental Classic, to me, it's just like, okay, so we're not going to have the ROH title on the line at Final Battle.
Right. Yeah.
And so whoever wins this is now the ROH champion, as well as the New Japan Strong champion. And I guess they've got the Continental Classic belt. Are they going to be defending that too?
I believe it's just going to be called the Continental Championship.
So it'll just be the Continental Championship.
Correct. Now,
so we'll have the Continental and the International. I'm going to be so freaking confused with all their championships.
I think it's getting a little ridiculous over there.
It really is. It's like, hey, you get a championship, you get a championship, you get a championship. Everybody gets a championship.
Really getting to that point because I'm looking here. Since Samoa Joe vacated the title, didn't even lose the.
Yeah,
we're doing that survival of the fittest finals.
So I don't know what that is. Is that a tournament? Is that a are they qualifying for like a fatal 4-way? Like, what is this?
It's a 6-way match.
Okay.
So right now they've gotten Dalton Castle,
mm-hmm.
Commander, Kyle Fletcher, Lee Johnson, Lee Moriarty, and one more.
Okay.
So that's going to be that match. Shane Taylor against Keith Lee. And then
I'm very excited about that matchup.
The Athena against Billy Starks. So.
Oh yeah, Billy Starks. I think I said Billy Kay earlier, but yeah, Billy Starks.
So that's what we got going into next week for Final Battle, which we shall see.
Yeah. As of right now, would you say that the TV title, the Survival of the Fittest match, I would think would be the headline, or would you say Athena versus Billy Starks?
I think Athena headlines the one in Trent.
Yeah, Death Before Dishonor. Yeah.
For Dishonor. So do they let her headline it, or part of me is wondering, since you're taking your world title and putting it into the Triple Crown,
right?
You're going to need to establish your television title as a major title. So maybe that's going to be the main event.
Yeah, I would think that should close the show.
One would think, but what do we know?
We will speculate on all of that and more next week, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. Mike, anything to add before we get out of here?
I think I'm good.
All right. Well, that's it for us. Happy wrestling, everybody.
Yeah, all right, let me hit the button.